Hello, this is Gio. Hey, look what I have here. I have two utility sinks. One really ugly and one brand new. And we're going to install this brand new one today. So just swapping out these utility sinks shouldn't be a big deal. You just kind of unscrew a few things and screw things back in. But I do want to shift the new utility sink a little bit to the right here, and that will involve a little bit of plumbing. And so let's get started. So you might have already noticed this is kind of an old house, and with old houses come old plumbing, and you can kind of see things have been piecemealed together in the past. We have a pipe here from the upstairs sink, a little vent pipe, and this utility sink basically connected from this one pipe, kind of connected to the vent pipe, and came under and made a little P-trap right here. You can also tell that the hot and cold lines come right here. There used to be a washing machine down here, no longer, but it's kind of convenient to have those spigots. But this kind of comes down here and attaches to these connections here, which connect to the utility sink. So the first thing I'm going to do is just disconnect the P-trap here and the water lines there so we can move this sink out. And so I'm just going to turn on the water for now, both hot and cold, and then turn it off here to make sure everything is turned off properly. Now, so with the water turned off, we just want to start removing the P-trap, then detach it from the sink. Now this looks like it's almost been glued to, these joints have almost been glued together. So we'll see how easy these are to remove. We will see. Well, at least that turns. Let's get this off first. Okay, well, at least we got that detached. So we'll just leave that like that for now. And then we'll just disconnect the water lines. Now, normally these would be kind of flexible connections there, but they chose to use copper pipe to the sink. That's fine, but we're going to be using a flex hose instead of this copper line. Little water left in. And with that, it's just a matter of moving out the old utility sink. Okay, so with the utility sink moved out of the way, we could start looking at what we have to deal with here. The hot water here leaks a little bit. I probably should replace that valve, but not right now. Right now, we're interested in this PVC pipe. It's 1.5 inches. And I did finally get this P-trap out, but it's basically a goner, so I can't reuse that. But I do have some other components here that I could rebuild this with. Now, what I want to do is, this is kind of at a 45-degree angle from the main line here. I would like it to come out straighter into the sink. So instead of having the center of the sink right here, I'd like to move it over a little bit. Now, I do have a new 45-degree bend here. I don't want to butt it to the existing connection because it needs a little bit to be cemented on. So I'm going to go a little bit back farther, just give myself some fudge room and kind of put it right here and then extend the new pipe out from there. So before I do any cutting, I wanted to just place the new utility sink where I want it and kind of look at the plumbing here. Unfortunately, I do have this old clean out right there, which prevents me from moving it farther unless I move it out, which I don't want to do. But I think this is a good position. So basically, if you go under here and hit this back pipe right there, that's generally where I want the pipe to come out to. Now, so the connection point will be there. So I'm just going to kind of use a Sharpie and kind of eye it from here and generally mark it where I think the cut should be. So with everything marked, I think that's where the mark is. Yep. Just cut where I want and cut it generally straight. It's a little off, but it's still good. There's a lot of little barbs that you want to remove, especially in the inside, so things don't get caught up. If you have a little pipe reamer, you could use that. You could just use a little blade, or in this case, I'm just going to use some scissors to kind of file all those things out. Okay, so to attach the new pipe to the old, I'm just going to use some PVC cement here. And I'm not actually going to cement this part directly here initially. I have this little new pipe section. I'm going to actually attach it to the new pipe first, and I'll show you why I do that in a second. Okay, so the reason I attach this little elbow to the new pipe section first rather than the old is because I want to use the new pipe kind of as leverage and kind of as a guide to adjust it when I'm actually cementing it in. Because when you are rotating this, if you rotate it too far, let's say down, the pipe will slope towards the sink P-trap. And you actually want it either to be worst case scenario level, or just slightly sloping away from the P-trap to allow drainage. And to help that, I'm just going to use a little level here to kind of make sure when I cement it in that it's at least just slightly sloping away from the utility sink. Okay, so with the new section of pipe installed, I went ahead and moved the utility sink kind of next to it to kind of judge where I want to make the cut. Now I do have the P-trap right here. I can stick the P-trap in just like that. And you can see based on the position where I want the utility sink, I don't have a lot of fudge factor to cut with. I do have a little bit of room, so I think I'll mark it right about here for the cut, because this section, this little tiny section of the pipe needs to fit into this lip. And so let me get a pen here and kind of eye it as best I can. I think I'll just do it right here just to be sure. And so that is where my cut's going to be. And with the new pipe installed and fitted, it's time to install the utility sink. Okay, so the utility sink is right over the P-trap here, and everything else is just compression fitting. So you just kind of screw this in, hand tighten these. Connect the water lines to the pipe. Turn on the water. Check for leaks. And there you go. That is how you install a new utility sink. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen, and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.